Welcome to Women Rise Up, a show that aims at encouraging, supporting and promoting women in leadership and the young women that are aspiring to be leaders. I'm your show host, Yedida Nyakahangura. In Africa, and Uganda in particular, there are very many stereotypes that sometimes act as impediments to women that are aspiring to be leaders. Some of these are cultural backgrounds, their gender, the issue of their gender. Can you imagine? Disabilities. In some societies, whereas it is okay for a man to live with a disability, it's actually an abomination for a woman to live with disabilities. In this show, we will handle this and much more. But before I bring you the guest, let's have a look at this skit.
Yes, good morning. Okay. Did you discharge yesterday's patient?
Yeah.
Okay. And the condition?
Morning, right?
Yes, morning.
Is that Is that his wife?
What do you mean, wife? You mean you haven't heard about it?
About what? About the new manager. Don't even say it. We have just gone for 1 week and they bring a new manager. Don't tell me the new manager. What is wrong with the woman?
Do you see any right? It is wrong. And she is wrong, by the way.
Indeed. Come on, guys. Are we gossiping this early?
By the way, how will she take care of patients? Imagine if the mother comes to give birth here and she cannot even hear.
Are you for real?
She can't hear a thing.
You're kidding, right? How can a deaf even?
She's here, but she can't hear anything.
I can't stand the both of you.
Don't mind her. Let her go. Morning, madam.
Chưa mà về.
Yes.
Qua uống đau đủ á, qua khởi về. Bữa thì mà lao lặng mà nặng quá.
Okay.
Mà Dr. Solomon vẫn không lặng á. Abi wali ibu lah kan way.
Okay.
Bữa thì cái chắc mà nặng ấy. Tum chơi biết đấy. Mà cái chế nó nguyên đường của biển. Cái đó bây giờ đấy.
Okay.
Han khởi quá.
For my time. Yes, Daniela. Nurse Annette? Yes. Where is that file you're supposed to give me yesterday for the other patient?
Just
Yes.
I really repeated this one.
Yes.
Last year she had a miscarriage and she was working on the doctor.
Actually, I think it's your first time to see her here.
Yes.
The last time she was here, Dr. Solomon worked on her, and he says the life of the baby and the child were both at stake. So the operation was not successful. Yeah.
But she can try other hospitals.
Other hospitals? But she's related to the owner of this hospital, by the way.
Oh, no wonder.
Yeah. And now that she's back, I hope she'll leave us safe. And guess what? Dr. Sandra is going to be working on her.
Oh, you mean the doctor?
the death.
Well, if it's a success, then she'll be pointed out. Trust me.
Well, for me, I still doubt. I highly doubt. Yeah. Yes?
She did it. Yes.
Wow. How's the mother?
She's just so fine.
Wow.
So amazing.
I'm so happy. I'm really, really so happy. Can I just check on you?
So, you mean all along
You could speak sign language?
Yes. What did you think? I am older than you here.
Wow.
That's great. As a doctor and doctor in general, we believe that disability is not inability.
Okay.
We believe that disability is having many abilities.
Okay.
And as women, we believe that we have equal rights to save lives. We must empower women and each other.
Wow. Yeah, that is true.
And please encourage women in leadership positions in the community. And a child,
Yes?
please tell all the men
Okay.
to encourage women
Okay.
to embrace leadership positions everywhere. And more to women who are disabled.
I will do that. Thank you so much. Congratulations. And God bless you.
Thank you very much for watching the show. I hope you enjoyed the skit. My name is Yedida Nyakahangura. The show is Women Rise Up, and my guest is Akumu Deborah Leticia. You can call her ADL. That's what she calls herself. Leticia, you're welcome to the show. Kindly speak to the viewers.
Thank you. My name is Leticia Deborah Akumu. I'm an HIV advocate. I'm a human rights activist. I'm an SRHR champion. And above all, I want to put women's rights at the forefront. I want to make sure that women have everything they need on table to achieve what they want.
Why not men? Do we already have everything that we need?
Not really, but
Yes.
men in the past have been having a lot of priorities, and they've been at the forefront. And they have used that as a tool of making women very weak.
Yes.
And it is time for us women to also come up and make sure that we are also doing what men have been doing in the past.
Yeah, I know you for quite some time you have been an activist for positive living.
Yes.
And how has it been? It must have been hard, because I know we are used to hearing the luthiers and men. We actually know quite a number of men who do activism for positive living. Are you not putting your life at risk?
One thing I will first say, we have a lot of women and girls who are out there, and they are HIV advocates and activists. Being an HIV advocate at an early age, I was born and living with HIV. It has not been something easy at the first page, but when pages go on opening every single year and every single minute, life keeps on changing through the different support and different spheres of life that I've gone through. I've been capacitated. Disclosure is not something you can wake up in the morning and come and do. No,
Yes.
it's a process. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of courage. But as long as you have got at that point and you feel like it's the time now to come out and shine your life and the world, you'll always come out and do it, and it is very fun, I must say. I have a lot of fun when I'm doing my advocacy. I have a lot of fun when I'm interacting with people, providing psychosocial support, providing counseling. It is very fun, and it has kinda put me at risk, as you've said, but because I've got capacity and strength to overcome all the issues around stigma and discrimination, I'll always confront and put my agenda first on the table.
Actually, have you not been stigmatized because you're a lady? Has it come?
Yes, it has really come out. Being a woman living with HIV and you're young and you want to show people that HIV is real, it really kills, it's even someone next to you has the virus, but they can never open up and you can never know about them. So it really puts you at a point of being stigmatized and discriminated. But as I earlier on told you, that as long as you have the right support, as long as you have capacity, as long as you have the strength, you can always have to different people you can share with and find better ways. You can always have women who are even much older or who are even much younger than you, and they've gone through this situation, and they'll give you that capacity and they'll help you to go through the stigma and discrimination that is always actually so much into community, into the school, even into the family. And I want to say that stigma and discrimination in HIV programming is one of the leading cases of death that we have, that we find a lot of issues around stigma and discrimination, school, community. Even the person whom you think is your best friend or is your next of kin, they'll have that one issue to stigmatize you because you are living with HIV.
What are some of the limitations, perceived limitations that you have met in life, especially in your advocacy?
Based
on gender. Yes, based on gender.
Based on gender, a woman cannot lead a country. I don't know where it really comes from. But
even when I've seen examples in Tanzania, in Ethiopia, in Liberia.
Yes, we still have that issue. Actually, when you look at the incidence of Tanzania, it really out-showcases what women can do. It was an abrupt thing, and the ladies really taking on the country very well. And we even expect more yields. So if people here are still believing that women cannot lead a country, women can lead a country actually very well. We can really lead a country regardless of our background, regardless of our originality, our ethnicity, and everything around that. I've had a lot of issues like women, divorced women cannot have better marriages. Divorce is a decision someone can make due to the different vulnerabilities they have had in relationships. So a woman who has been divorced can have another marriage, and they can have a better marriage than the first one. If things didn't work out in the first marriage, let's carry on the second marriage, and it will be a better way. I've heard that feminists, you know I'm a feminist, and I've heard that feminists don't get married. I don't know when and how did it even start that we have to get married at this age. At any one point, if I really like to get married, I'll get married. It doesn't need for anyone to put me on pressure, because marriage is me and that partner I'm going to have the marriage with. So there are a lot of limitations around gender and in community. And there is this funny thing, women who have not been able to give birth cannot do anything in community. Actually, when you don't give birth in community, they see you as a nonsense. It will even stop people from giving you that opportunity to be a leader in the community. But why? Me not giving birth could be a biological problem, and no one can act on that apart from the Almighty God. So give us a platform as women in our diversities, respect us in our originalities and backgrounds, and help us to champion change, because we want to be there. We want to see that women are driving everything.
Leticia, you're among the few young people that I've met who are doing serious activism. Yeah, sure. Are you a lone wolf, or you have some other young men and women out there who are doing serious activism? And how are you finding it, by the way, as a young person to do activism, especially the same line that you're advocating for?
There are a lot of young people, actually, a lot of young boys, a lot of energetic women who are there confronting a lot of gender stereotypes, a lot of gender-based violence, and other issues that are affecting people in community. You know, one thing we realized is as long as we are on the table and we want to do, and we want to achieve a certain goal, we just need to come together. We don't need to isolate ourselves as men, as women, no. As long as we want to achieve the same agenda, we just come on the table and do similar things, because that is how we can do it. It is very fun. Activism is very fun, as I earlier on said. It is fun, and it is very fun when you have the right support, the right mentors, you have the right information, and you have that confidence to go out and, you know, tell people about what you want to do, about what you think should be done, about how you think things should be done in the country and also in our communities, even down to our homes. Because when we talk about leadership, we have grown up seeing our fathers being called the head of the family, but aren't women there who are heading families and they're taking it on well? Yeah. So the way we structure things from ground is the way children are growing up, you know, seeing them and believing in them. Now,
in your line of advocacy, and actually to a larger scope, what are some of the perceived inabilities that you have seen that people are tagging to ladies because of their agenda? Saying a lady can't do this. Actually, a lady should not be doing this. Not even can't, but should not be doing this. Should not be doing this. Should not be doing this.
First and foremost, women's status around HIV has been a very big issue. Many of us have been even stopped to go into leadership positions just because of our HIV status. As long as someone knows you, they'll keep on moving the information, and there is a way community will lose hope, and, you know.
Thank you very much, Leticia. In case you're just joining us, my name is Yedida Nyakahangura, and this is Women Rise Up. Our guest is Deborah Leticia Akumu.
Sure.
Yeah, Deborah Leticia Akumu. She's an activist for quite a number of things. She's an activist against gender-based violence. She advocates for equal rights for both boys and girls, men and women. And she's saying, yeah! And that rhymes well with our agenda as Women Rise Up, which is brought to you by the Swedish Embassy in Uganda and UN Women. We are taking a short break. When we come back, we still have a lot of things to talk about. Welcome back from that short break. My name is Yedida Nyakahangura. The show is Women Rise Up. My guest is Deborah Leticia Akumu.
From Tororo.
From Tororo. You greet your people in Tororo so that I'm sure that
That's enough.
That's enough. Yeah, the show is brought to you by the Embassy of Sweden in Uganda and UN Women. Now, Leticia, in your view, what exactly is responsible for whatever we have been discussing? Is it the lack of laws and policies, or it is insufficient implementation of the same? Do we need more laws, or we need to implement the ones that we have, especially the laws that support the rights of women? Do we lack the laws, or we are not implementing the laws that we have in place?
We have the laws.
Yes.
But I think the laws at a certain point are very punitive to women.
Okay.
And they do not give women a platform to explore themselves. So I think it is better for us to review the policies that are already in structure, to make them more comfortable, more welcoming, and non-discriminative and stigmatizing.
But we have affirmative action, we have everything. We have lots of things.
Have you looked at the Sexual Offences Bill? Have you analyzed it?
It's actually against the male gender.
Really?
We want to riot, we want to demonstrate.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You tap Leticia, then you're in prison.
So we have a lot of...
hi, you're in prison. You text her, you're in prison.
Not really as that, but we need to analyze the Sexual Offences Bill. Okay. So there are a lot of policies now, like the succession bills, which are not really giving women a platform to even, you know, be successors of their parents, to be successors of, you know, the property that has been left behind for them. It is very funny that a woman who comes into marriage with children of not that husband will not be put in what they have to take, but the children of the man who are from outside will be in position to take. Like, that doesn't work. We can't sit behind and we are seeing women's rights actually just put violated. Actually, that is violation of women's rights. We need to give women a platform that even though they have more children, they need to be given at least something, even though it's very little, but as long as they have been given. So the policies that are on board are punitive, and we need to review them. We need to make them women-centered, women welcoming. We need to make them speak the language that women will easily understand. Okay. Not only women, but also men to understand that language very well. Not in a discriminative way, but to make sure that both men and women are at the center of achieving everything.
Activism has been known to be a responsibility of people who are aged 50 years plus, 40 years plus. But you're among the few, the few who are young. I don't know, what message do you have? You can turn into your camera and send a message to people of your age.
First and foremost, activism is not something for the people who are beyond my age, no.
Yes, yes.
Activism is for a person who really wants to change certain situations in the community, especially that are too much attached to gender issues. Yeah. What I really want to tell the youth, wherever you are, whoever you are, do not look at your background, do not look at your originality, do not look at anything else, just be at the center of achieving what you want, because you are capable, you are more than able. Do not look at how you were born, how you do things. We do things differently, but we achieve a similar goal. So push on, do not stop until you have achieved. I want to see a community of young people who are informed, transformed, and then we shall be evaluating you at the end of the day.
Thank you very much, Akumu Deborah Leticia. She's an activist. Actually, I must admit, you're among the few youth activists that I've met. Okay, activists who are youth, who are still in their youthful ages, and it's a good work that you're doing. This is Women Rise Up, a show that is brought to you by the Embassy of Sweden in Uganda and UN Women. Your host is Yedida Nyakahangura. In case you missed the first part of this show, in case you joined us late, you can find us on social media. We are on Women Rise Up, on Facebook, on Twitter, and YouTube. Just search that. You'll get even a series of episodes that we did before this. My name is Yedida. God bless you.